am your president of the Petaluma Rotary Club. I seem to be missing some things. People say they want change. This is what I'm hearing. Do you want change?
Ken always has a backup plan, so I happen to bring my own microphone today. In fact, I happen to bring an extra microphone. A little microphone will work on that one. But here we are. We are Rotary Club, 95 years young, and I am honored to be your president. Welcome, Rotary. So once again, we like change, so I see that I have no podium. I have no tablecloth there, so I guess this is nice. I can, improvise there. No bell, no gavel. Chris's gavel is missing. It's his personal gavel. Very, very sad. Our past president. It's fresh. It's new. And so we're going to start off with some new things today. So first off, may I have Colonel Witt, would you do the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance
to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And we have a club song. Who would like to be our volunteer to do the club song for today? I'm looking for a volunteer. Chris Rennie, I saw you raised your hand. I think you did. I don't know if you know it yet, but I have the words up here in case you need. Please.
Oh, I'm a gambler, I'm a gambler, I'm a green lumber handler. I'm a shipboat from Pelican Bay. So raise up your glasses and have one on me. I'm a fellow you seldom do see.
Great. And so, next, would you continue on with God Bless America?
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Hit it! God bless America, my home, sweet home. Well done. Please take your seats. The thought for the day. Michael Badley, can you help us with the thought for the day? He is a very thoughtful person. Good to see you.
So, I don't want to say our new president's really nervous, but he did make some suggestions to me for the thought for the day, all of which I discounted out of hand because as long as I've been public speaking, I have an aversion to putting people to sleep, so I don't want to do that to you. Something about Cicero's, Caligula, and Aristotle, and by the time I finished reading it, hell, I was reaching for the hemlock and wondering about Socrates. But I do have a few quotes that I think will help the administration start. And so, courage is what it takes to stand up and speak and sit down and listen. Winston Churchill said that. Knowledge speaks, but wisdom listens. Jimi Hendrix said that. Tell me and I forget, teach me and I remember, but involve me and I learn. And Benjamin Franklin said that. So, that being the case, it takes me into leadership. So the problem, Michael, I think you really need to take note of this.
I'm paying attention.
With being a leader is that you're never sure if you're being followed or chased. Couple more, Michael, and then you can get back to selling Amway where that thing is on your head.
Go ahead, I'm taking notes.
So, this might help you. When you can't make them see the light, make them feel the heat. All right? And last but not least, Michael, there are three kinds of men. The one that learns by reading, the few who learn by observation, and the rest of them just have to pee on the electric fence to find out for themselves. And Will Rogers said that.
And that's a quotable.
Those are your thoughts, plural, for the day. Back to you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike. Good job. So that's a hard act to follow, but at this time we typically have our Rotary moment where we get a chance to do fellowship. So please, shake hands, hug, kiss, whatever happens. Say hello to your friends. Past President, yes.
Before you begin, before you get your AV stuff in order, please, I noticed that you lost my gavel.
That is true. I wouldn't say I lost it. I thought I would let it get out among the troops.
I was given that by my friends from Joe Beach 10 years ago, and I want it back. But we were all going to help you out. So I have a gavel here. I mean, I brought one. Who else has a gavel here? Would you all stand up?
Oh, you guys are killing me.
Would you like some extra gavels?
Oh, okay. Does anybody have a gavel for sale? I've got $20 if anybody's got a gavel for sale. $20? Oh. Here you go. Talk to us. Oh, it's 20 each? Oh my gosh, Grace, what have I done here? Oh. I do want gavels. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140.
$10 is $100, right?
Okay, it's a deal. $100 towards the gavels. Woohoo! Thank you. Okay, wow, look at this. I've got some gavels to end all gavels. Well, I wonder if everybody's going to appear with the bells next. So it's interesting, is when we were doing the round robin, I think I would like, who is my right arm man here? Al Catalini was the one who brought me in the club. Al, would you please keep your eye over here, because for some reason the switch gets turned off every once in a while, so I've had to do some rebooting operations here, so this is the way we do in our club. So at any rate, let's see if I can get things running again here. This might be a moment. Okay, Shift F5, for the beads of perspiration being there. Visiting Rotarians, Maggie Radney, are you here? Would you please? Oh, here, let me get your microphone. This is, we're flexible here. There you go.
Hi, we're welcome.
Good to see you. Thank you. Good to be seen.
We have two visiting Rotarians today, both from local clubs. We have Kurt Shaw from Petaluma Sunrise.
Hey, Kurt.
And we have Bruce Shumakowski from
Wow.
Petaluma Valley.
Look at that. 4 syllables. Bruce Shumakowski. Welcome, Bruce and Kurt. So glad to have you here. Had a great meeting yesterday, and Kurt and I, we noticed something that it's a great custom they have at the Valley Club, and that is they do tribute. So Bruce got some cigars and some all kinds of brewskis, and he was very well taken care of. And I feel like so far my club is showing me a lot of love also. So congratulations. I can't wait till tomorrow when we get over at 7:15 at the Sunrise Club. Okay, so next up we have members with guests. Members with guests, would you please stand, and we'll go ahead and do introductions.
President Nistler and fellow Rotarians, I have my beautiful and brilliant daughter, Harlow Shin, with me today. She is past president of Interact Club at Twin Hills Middle School. Will be starting 9th grade at Annalee in the fall, and she is in performing arts camp at Cinnabar Theater this week. So if anybody has wants to see Xanadu the first weekend in August, right here.
Arlo, welcome. Pleasure to have you here.
President Michael Nistler and fellow Rotarians, and my wife Diane Caruana.
Thanks again. Pleasure. Good to see you.
You feed that poor kid more than once a week? No.
Excuse me, go ahead and remain standing for a moment. This is real interesting. So now you're at a different table than your bride. Could you tell us a little bit more about this?
This is one of those questions any sane man would never answer.
Because you have done so much for me, I will refrain from a gratitude this time. Okay, anybody else? It's like having two, isn't it? Yes. Okay, let's see. Oh, there is somebody else. Oh, that would be me. My lovely wife, Grace. Our webmaster, welcome. Okay, so if everything's still working, I want to congratulate past President Chris Ranney, his board, and to all of you for doing such a great job this last year. Can we have an ovation for Chris, his board, and all of you? Thank you all. What a great year they've left for us, haven't they? And speaking of which, so the debunking, for those of you who weren't there, it started off really kind of interesting, mild-mannered. He had his glasses on, there's flowers there. It was a lot of love that was in the air. But then I don't know if he had a wardrobe malfunction or what, but he was covering some of his anatomy. I'm not sure why, but after a couple libations, well, he showed his all. He was there in his glory, and we all had a great evening. And yeah, there's some true confessions. I got to admit, I had shown him some love also, so caught in the act. And so our board this year, we have Tani Tosconi. If you're here, would you please stand? I don't think Tani's here. Onita Pellegrini is here, my vice president. Yes. Gail Cardopoli, our secretary. Danny Fish is over in Aloha, Hawaii. Ed Fullerton, interface to the District 5130. Michael Caruana, the White House plumber. Joanne Ferris she couldn't be here today. Judy Elwell is another all-around, as well as Mike Sabir and Sherry Ranney, who is Miss International, and Elias Useri and Mike Ambrosio. These are the guys who are the moneymaker when it comes to fork to field or those types of things. Royce Van Weber has been very involved with all of our efforts. Maggie Radney is going to be helping out with our STARS mentorship. I'll talk about that. And who else? Oh yeah, Chris Ranney also. Hey, welcome all. Thank you for being part of my board. I really appreciate it. We have one more board member that I will... Oh, Mike Sauber, did I not get you? Mike, please, stand up. I'm sorry I missed you. And we have one new board member that's going to be coming on, and I'll give you that in next week. I won't bring it up yet, because it'll be a little secret. So our membership dues are due, as Tony would say, and if you're paying via credit card, you're good to go. Otherwise, you should have it in the mail. We take Bitcoins or anything. It doesn't matter. Just show us the money. Okay, membership campaign, which we had for the last couple months, and we had quite a few of you bring one. I think I had 2 people come in, quite a few of you did. We had 2 people that brought in 3, though, and they would be the winners. They are going to get a Paul Harris, 100 points, and the winner, one of them, is Ed Fullerton. Ed, would you come forward, please? Congratulations, Ed. Now, I know you've got about a gazillion Paul Harris points, but thank you so much for what you did to bring in the visitors and for trying to get new members. Without that, we would not be here today, so thank you.
Thank you very much.
The other person I won't show yet, but she'll be here next week. Oops, Okay, so regarding future sessions. First off, next week we have Byron Hancock from the Sonoma Club, and I tell you, they make a lot of money, they get a lot of new members, and he's going to talk to us about the secret sauce that goes on in his club. And then we have our ADG, Assistant District Governor. Some of our newer members, I don't know, when I was a member, I did ADG, what's this about? You know, even just the acronyms we have in Rotary. But it basically is this. We have about 48 clubs in our district of 2,500 people, and it'd be kind of hard for our District Governor, Barb Spangler, to have all 48 people report directly to her. So we have groupings of about 4 or 5, and there's 3 of us in Petaluma and 2 in the Roanoke Park Cotati area that are there. And he'll be speaking to us about what's coming up from the International's perspective with our new International President, Barry Rassin. Okay, after that we have a SCARC meeting, Sonoma County Association of Rotary Clubs. It's going to be up in Santa Rosa at Boleto, and you may know them. They're the ones that make our keynote for polio. And so it'll be a aloha type thing. And to continue on, Chris's year, if you want to go, the tab's on us. It'd be nice if we commute together and have some fellowship going up. But if you're interested, yeah, please come up. I think we start about 5:30 and goes to about 7:30 to 8. It's a great way to have fellowship and find out all the good things that the other Rotary clubs are going on in the county. See Gail for that. Gail. No later than, yeah, that's, thank you for the deadline. No later than next week. We have to have it the week before it happens. So, okay. 26th is that. Same night as our board, excuse me, our Rotary meeting that day. It's always on Thursdays, the last Thursday. And I'll be speaking on August 2nd, and that will be about you. Y-O-U. Yeah, we're going to be talking about, you know, the goals, the committees, what things you want, and I'm going to be looking for a lot of feedback from you all. After that, we have Broadway Under the Stars, and that is on August 3rd. And we are not going to be taking a bus. We're going to be doing carpooling, and so Grace and I will have room for some others, and so we'll probably go in groups of 4 or 5. And if you want to leave at 5:30, fine. I think it's about 7:30 is when the show starts. After that, bocce ball, and I think Michael Caruana had something he wanted to say. Mike Ambrosio, can you get the microphone to Mike Caruana?
Yes, President Michael. The bocce ball tournament is August 4th, Saturday. So we're looking for a few good players to maintain our ongoing perfect record. For the first 2 years, we never scored a single point. Last year, thanks to Kathy O'Connor, we scored 3 points. And although we had the perfect record before, we had never lost on bocce ball court number 5. And last year we managed to lose on that one as well. So anyway, under my guidance, we had a perfect record of never having won a game. So I'm turning the coaching over to Mike Ambrosio, and
yes,
that should improve things. So we would like to have 2 teams, 4 people in each team. It's a lot of fun. There's food, there's whatever drinks you bring along, and it's good camaraderie with the Santa Rosa Club. So
I understand this is the exercise. You kind of do a lot of this, right?
Yes.
Lifting up the glass?
Yeah, and we will have a practice session here at the club the Thursday before, you know, that event takes place.
Okay.
So if you could see myself or Mike Ambrosio, we'll sign you up.
Count me in. Thank you. Okay, next up after that, we have the Children of the World, and I think that if we get the microphone over to Sherry Ranny, she has some excellent things that are going on, and not just with our club, with Bruce and Kurt's club. This is a tri-club event that we're going to be doing, and Sherry, could you share with us what the plan is?
I would be happy to. So Monday, August 6th, 5 to 8 at Brewster's, Tri-Club Rotary fundraiser, and this is to benefit for the children. So the money raised will be used for global grant projects benefiting kids all over the world. Each club will decide where they're going to allocate their money to. Anyway, it's been wonderful working with Bruce and Valley and Kurt and Sunrise, and Kurt's club has done a terrific job of getting it up and running for us on Eventbrite. So that's going to be our ticket platform. It's really easy if you just log on to eventbrite.com, put in the search field for the children, and search it in Petaluma, and it'll pop right up, and you can buy tickets. Any difficulty, I can certainly help you. If you don't want to pay by card online, you can pay cash or check to me. I'll take care of that for you. We're really excited. It's only $20 for adults. And Eventbrite puts a little $2 fee on there, so it turns out to $22.06. But you're going to get a pasta dinner. You're going to get some amazing entertainment. So we're real excited about this. Valley Club has kind of lined up the entertainment for us, and it's these 3 triplets who several of us have seen before. They play with the San Francisco Scottish Fiddlers. They're adorable. They're 11 years old. 2 girls, 1 boy. They fiddle and they Irish dance. They're going to do about a 20-minute set for us. We have a father-son ukulele duo that's going to provide some entertainment. And then I think Cinnabar Theater is going to be the 3rd act. And we're going to be having a silent auction, a small silent auction, and then raffle. So each club is going to put together 3 raffle baskets. So if anybody has anything they'd like to donate to one of the baskets for our club, let me know and we will get that organized too. So it'll be a really fun event, and any questions, ask me or Kurt or Bruce. Whatever wonderful prize you have, we'll do something around it. And okay, a couple things. So on the baskets, I just got my hair done, and I just asked my hairdresser, would you give me a gift certificate for a child's haircut? She said, sure. So I'm going to build a basket somewhere around there. And different things, whatever we can figure out. It's creative energy appreciated. And I also want to thank those that have already purchased tickets, and thanks to Steve Powell had a great idea, if I understood correctly. He bought a bunch of tickets, and I don't think he's personally maybe going to make it, but he's going to share those tickets with his staff. So it's a great gift. If you have grandkids or other families that you know around the area, encourage them, because it's a very reasonably priced, fun night out for the family.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, and then we have Senator Bill Dodd is going to be speaking to us. He's also a Rotarian. It should be a great session. Be sure to bring your friends and also potential Rotarians. I think that would be a great opportunity for them to see how a Rotarian and a state senator, how they make sausage. Okay, you'll find it on the table, by the way, regarding the communication plan, that you will find this and more. And so we have the club runner, as always, a great place to see, and Grace Nistler has been doing a good job for the webmaster for Chris, and so, hey, I said, why not try some more? Although, if any of you, or you have people you know that are qualified Rotarians that are good with Photoshop and the like, that would like to have the assignment, Grace is more than willing to turn it over. So if you do have interest in that, or you have people who know Rotary and know Photoshop and the like, let me know. Second up, Rotateller. It's continuing to come out, and Jane Sadantal, you're doing the editing this week, is that right? Awesome. So we have 5 or 6 editors under Al Catalini's tutelage, and it's always great to keep up on the latest, what goes on in our club meetings and other activities. Our club emails are always out there, and I'll try not to pepper you with too many of them. You can make it short. Judy, try to make them so they're not long emails, so I will keep working on that. So thank you for your feedback. Club meetings. Of course, this is a great place to do it. And by the way, I'm going to try doing videos every week and get them up hopefully that same evening. And if you go to youtube.com and search in for Petaluma Rotary Club, it'll take you to where our channel is, and you'll be able to see this. So yeah, do we encourage you to be here? Absolutely. If you can't make it, or maybe you weren't paying attention to part of it, and you want to go back and say, did Michael Nistler really tell the truth when he said such and such? It will be online. If things bad happen, I may edit them, but I'm going to try not to. So, okay, so that's another, and then free conference call. There will be some times we'll use that, and if you want to dial in, such as on our board meetings, you're welcome to do that. They will also be recorded. And there is a telephone number. And the printed calendars that are on the tables, and last, we have the almighty suggestion box here. You'll notice at your table, there's a couple forms there where you can put in your suggestions, put it in there, and we will take a look at that. And if it's appropriate, bring them up at the board meeting. So we look forward to your input. You can always do it other ways. You can go ahead and email me or see me after the meetings. At our club assemblies, at the end of the month, I'll talk more about that. But we are interested in your feedback. Next up, we're going to be having a Rotary Youth Exchange coming in. You remember Maurice Pajarala, and he left on the 5th of July. We had a good going away party on the 4th, and Mizuki Takeuchi is going to be coming here in a couple weeks, and I think, Grace, the end of the month, I think of August, we have her for a week, don't we? So anyway, that's who's coming in, and outbound is going to be Lupita Sosa. And she's looking for some short-time work, so if you have some things, some chores you would like her to do, please give her a call. There's her number, 696 9514, but she's looking for some part-time work. She's going to be going to Thailand, and she would like to go ahead and hustle and see if she can get a little bit more money so that when she gets overseas, she can have some of the optional day trips and things that they do. Okay, and then regarding, I don't think I'm going to do fines this year. That just, it sounds so harsh, a fine. And then the G-Man, Gary Brody, we had gratitude in his here. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to have something that is going to be stewardship my year. I'm looking for stewardship. And so stewardship, well, one person that comes to my mind, Chris Randy, would you stand for a moment, please? Immediate past president Chris Randy, could you get him the microphone? I'm so honored to follow in your big footsteps. As you see, they're big, big footsteps. And I understand that you've kind of got a bit of a promotion. Is it true that you are an interim CEO, Chief Executive Officer? Is that true?
This is true, Grasshopper.
Tell me more. What are you going to be doing?
I am going to be stepping in as the interim CEO at COTS until we find our new CEO who stepped down. Mike Johnson did a wonderful job for almost 19 years, and he's moving on to different pastures, so the board offered me the position, and so I'm taking that on right now.
How many months are you going to be doing that?
Until we find our new CEO, probably until September.
So it's like me, it's a turtle. We may make it, we may be quite a while there. It took me a couple of years to get here.
I love the term interim.
Well, tell us, how much would you like to show your stewardship, past President Randy?
Stewardship.
Oh, you're a steward.
How much did you pay for those gavels?
$10 each, $100 is what I put. I got it out. I'm clean. I'm a free man.
$100 for as a fellow past president, and now you're the president. $100 to the foundation.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you very much. Well, that's off to a good start. And speaking of Chris Randy, look at this. Does he look like Vanna here, or what is he doing? Well, sadly, Marlene Preetley has been ill. She's still taking calls and things, but we're going to have Sunshine Committee go out here. But she's turned in her resignation, so we're trying to clean up all the stuff that's been in her garage, her barn there. And so this is about how much we have left. So if any of you have or know of somebody where we can move our things to, Marlene's barn is going to be filled with hay, and we don't want all of our crab feed and what else, Ryla gear to go to seed. So we'll need to move that here in the next month or so. So if you have any leaves or things, let me know. Okay, now let's see, the purse with the rocks in it. Where'd it go? Mike Ambrosi, do we have the purse with the rocks?
That's more stewardship, Mr. President.
Oh, well, I guess I'm going to have to go to a plan B then. Let's see if it's missing. What can I do here? Here I have a wheel. I had to kind of improvise on this here this morning, but fortunately I got here a little bit early. So this is the wheel. It's got a lot of brown, and it's got one blue rock there. So first we have to get the raffle, and so who wanted to take a look with the raffle? And how about Mrs. Nistler? Give her the shot. I know, it's kind of... I had to disqualify myself when I won, so I'm sure. Not to worry. Okay. Would you read the number, please? Loudly. Last week. 173. 17. Hey, Rick Mossy, welcome. Come on up. Come on up here. You're going to have to tell me, okay, so here's the wheel. I'm going to go ahead and start spinning. Tell me when to stop. Oh, brown, and you have a wonderful bottle of Pinot for polio. Congratulations. Thank you. Oh, he's having a little malfunction.
Brown's the money.
Thanks. Okay, great. Let's see. Well, we'll change it this weekend. Sorry about that. The bylaws. Yeah, right, the bylaws. He's taking our bell, honey. There's a story behind that bell, but I'll save it for another week. Okay, so I'm going to start off, let's see. I guess, Charlie Stewart, did you want to introduce the speaker this week? No, he doesn't want to. I'll introduce the speaker is me this week. So, okay, so I'm going to start off talking about my 4 M's. You've heard it before. But the first is about marketing, and that I think is consistent with what Rotary International calls the public image. But it is, if you heard me talk about the why, the benefits, what it is we do. And so Joanne Ferris and Brett Shin and some others are going to be on the marketing side and publicity. But so often, we think of ourselves as a leadership organization, which is true, but we really sell is what we do. I don't command people to do things in the club. I hopefully give them a reason why we're doing it. I have the job descriptions, which hopefully shows the benefit of all the things we do in our committees. And similarly, when we sell what we do to other organizations, is that we have to understand, the passion, the why. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. Second is meetings. The reason we join, 37% they say, the reason that people join Rotary is they like the fellowship. To have good quality meetings, to things where we have, as I say, not just consume to be here, but we use the information we get here to be better in our vocations, as well as the avenues of service, and we have some kind of a call to action. Third is membership, and so this is an area where it allows us to get the vibrancy of new members that come in. We have a chance for fellowship and support of that, once again, supporting the 3 Rotary International factors. And the last is mentorship. And mentorship is, that item of vocation, and I see where some other clubs, such as Bruce's Valley Club, where they do things with mentoring, where they actually have a dinner, where they bring the people that they think are worthy of high school kids to get some special. Well, we've been doing a great job, certainly with Santa Rosa Junior College, for helping them out, and we're also doing it with the Interact, and for the Petaluma Education Foundation, we do those, but I'd like to make it even more intimate like the Valley Club does, and to have things where we have a dinner in the April-May time frame, and I've asked John Dado, who has been awesome with education over the years. John, did you want to add anything else, or did I catch enough, or did you want to say a couple words? Okay, thank you. But John is, and so I'm asking Ann and Maggie and a whole lot of you to be involved with that, and I'll tell you more about that in a moment. Okay, so next, as I mentioned about the why, what is the why in our club? So let's take a look at it's about a 2-minute video.
Very, very few people or organizations know why they do what they do. And by why, I don't mean to make a profit. That's a result. It's always a result. By why, I mean what's your purpose? What's your cause? What's your belief? Why does your organization exist? Why do you get out of bed in the morning? And why should anyone care? If Apple were like everyone else, a marketing message from them might sound like this. We make great computers. They're beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. Want to buy one? Meh. And that's how most of us communicate. That's how most marketing is done, that's how most sales is done, and that's how most of us communicate interpersonally. We say what we do, we say how we're different or how we better, and we expect some sort of behavior, a purchase, a vote, something like that. Here's our new law firm. We have the best lawyers with the biggest clients. We have, we always perform for our clients, do business with us. Here's our new car. It gets great gas mileage. It has, leather seats. Buy our car. But it's uninspiring. Here's how Apple actually communicates. Everything we do, we believe in challenging the status quo. We believe in thinking differently. The way we challenge the status quo is by making our products beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. We just happen to make great computers. Want to buy one? People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. When we communicate from the outside in, yes, people can understand vast amounts of complicated information like features and benefits and facts and figures. It just doesn't drive behavior. When we communicate from the inside out, we're talking directly to the part of the brain that controls behavior, and then we allow people to rationalize it with the tangible things we say and do. This is where gut decisions come from. Sometimes you can give somebody all the facts and your figures, and they say, I know what all the facts and details say, but it just doesn't feel right. Why would we use that verb? It doesn't feel right, because the part of the brain that controls decision-making doesn't control language. And the best we can muster up is, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. Or sometimes you say you're leading with your heart or you're leading with your soul. Well, I hate to break it to you, those aren't other body parts controlling your behavior. It's all happening here in your limbic brain, the part of the brain that controls decision-making and not language. But if you don't know why you do what you do, and people respond to why you do what you do, then how will you ever get people to vote for you or buy something from you, or more importantly, be loyal?
Do what you love in the service of others who love what you do. Together, we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our community, and in ourselves. It's a very nice pitch that Rotary has put together, isn't it? So, you know, I guess it was, about 4 or 5 months before last October 6th. You all remember last October 6th. And Jennifer Strong was up here. Grace and I were sitting right at that table. I didn't have a video camera that day, but when I heard her start talking, I got out my cell phone and I said, I'm going to start recording this. And if you remember, she talked about the things that she did to start the first Flyover Relay Fund before the one we had this last year. And she talked about this little girl who came up to her and wanted to thank her so much. And that was her Rotary moment, she said. And so, you know, she got her passion, she got her why. And we joined Rotary, and, you know, we like the fellowship, we like the food, we kind of like to come here and have the meetings, but there is more to the secret sauce, so to speak. And so I guess that's what I'll try to do this year, is my commitment to you in terms of branding, to try to, whenever possible, have a why. And if you all have a better why or want to challenge my why, that's good too. But I think that Simon Sinek did a really good job of having that, and powerful people like Jennifer Strong have certainly picked up, and they live it every day. Okay, next. Barry Rassin, our Rotary International President, we were at PETS, as you'll remember. He talked about LEAP, having love, which is what we talked about before, to actually not do it just because of emotion, but your heart's into it, and you actually believe in the things you're doing as a Rotarian. The E is for energy, to have that enthusiasm, the stamina to be able to go through it. The A is for audacity. That is to, not to be bold and brazen, but to actually believe in yourself. If you're willing to take some risks, are some OSMs. Do any of you know what the OSM means? Yeah, oh shoot moment or something like that. And in his book, Extreme Leadership, he talks about that, and it's really a heartwarming story about having where you're willing to put some skin in the game. It means taking some risks, not big ones, but at least to go beyond the status quo. And the last is proof. To do like Chris did is to live it every day and to believe in what you're doing for the benefit. And other people, you know, they see whether or not you're willing to, quote, eat that dog food, to be able to go in there and do it because you think that there is some love in it, and you think that you have the energy, the audacity, and the proof. So, support and strengthen our club is one of the big 3 imperatives that comes from Rotary International. And that's nice, but it's a competitive game. People have choices with their time, with their talents, and with their treasure, especially in these days, as I'll talk about later. So, take a look at our club's SWOT, our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and you may or you may not believe with the ones I put together. I had a handful of years. I worked as a long-range strategic planner, as you remember me talking on my kickoff meeting. So, what are our strengths? I think we have very strong business acumen as leaders. We have a lot of leadership, and we certainly have a very strong history, our 95-year culture, and we have very strong fellowship in our club, and those are certainly the key ingredients that holds this all together. Weaknesses doesn't have to be a bad weakness, but some of the things that maybe differentiate us from other clubs is we do have seniority, the maturity. That can be both a double-edged sword, but as you look for millennials, they will notice that. Our diversity, our age, and our race is factors. Now, diversity doesn't have to be just those factors. There's a whole psychographic thing, which is what we do, what we believe in, where we spend our time, talents, and treasures ourselves. Next, our vocational skills is certainly an opportunity. We don't capitalize a lot on that. We think that it probably means things to do with our ethics, our 4-way test, if I could have it up here, But there's a lot more to that, and that is things in the mentorship domain. And the next is our linkages and our collaborations. Oh, thank you. So we have a voice-activated stand here, and our four-way test. Thank you. Okay. See, we can do this. I know that'll probably cost me $20, but thank you, Grace. So at any rate, those I think are the SWAT that we have in our club. Thank you.
Now what does she do?
Now what? But you know, the decline in the service clubs.
Before you move on, please.
Yes. Just one moment. Could you get him the microphone, please? One moment. Then I don't have to repeat it.
I'm a bit distracted, which I guess I envy at a certain age.
Okay, go ahead.
What in the hell am I looking at in that picture up there? I mean, all the wisdom that you were passing on was lost. Because I'm staring there at this thing, and we've got this chicken 40 feet up in the air on a windmill. Is that what I'm looking at?
This is the energy. We are on steroids. Now, this was part of a presentation that came on energy, since you asked that question. And since Bleep is part of a high-energy organization, thank you.
It's actually in preparation for the bathtubs on stilts.
Oh, come on now. Don't go there. Okay. And certainly with internet time and attention these days with all of the new modern media, these are some of the things, as people like to go on meetups or groups. They don't even go face-to-face anymore. You know, whether they happen to be doing live video chats or Hangouts, Google Hangouts or whatever, that's what's going on. Okay, so membership. Here's our membership situation, and so each of those darker lines show what the goal was for that year. So in 2013-14, it was 91, and it came in about 85, and you can see how we do each year. And so am I being audacious to say I want to go from about 71 to about 75? Well, yeah, we're down 2 members this year already in my first week. But I think we can do it. I'm still hanging in there, and I would like to see us grow our memberships this year. So stay tuned. But I can't do it myself. I need you. So, okay, who's who in the zoo, as our district governor, Barb Spangler, would say. In other words, you know, who are the people that are relevant in terms of when we go out with the why? Who are the people that will make a difference? Or she says, all you have to do is take a look at a club's books. Where do they make the money? Their fundraising, and where do they spend the money? And you know all about the soul of the club. And I do agree with her on that. So, first off, we have a golf tournament coming up. I'll give more of the specifics in a moment. $8,000. We can make up to $10,000. We get a lot of sponsorships. That really helps the president because they're kind of like looking at the cash flow right off the bat. Next up, we have the STARS, some expenses there. And I'm expecting that STARS, by the way, is a really good acronym that shows that we want the mentors to achieve, but students together achieving remarkable success. And so for the 4 meetings that we'll have in the year, they'll speak about, that'll be about $5,000, and then when it comes to scholarship time, maybe give about $4,000, $2,500. Very nice scholarship awards is what I'm hoping we can do. Fundraiser, we do the Fork to Field or Fork to Stars in the Salvation Army, which I'll speak about more, but that is one we would hopefully raise about $10,000 to $15,000 on. And then the crab feed is certainly our bread and butter that comes up in February. We make up to about $10,000 on the meal. The super raffle around $30,000. And if we don't need to do an auction this year, there will be no auction this year. If there's something that comes along in the year that the club feels is very important, then we can talk about that. I know we've done $70,000 for the last 2 years, and we don't want to have membership fatigue on just always looking for more money. The Petaluma People's Service Center, well, first off, I don't know if you've been there at the foot of town, Petaluma Boulevard South by the Rotary, but you know, it's tough for those kids that come in from Child Protective Services for a couple days. And when you're sitting across the table from someone talking to you, interviewing you, asking some very tough questions, you know, Elise Hempel said, you know, it would be really nice if we could have a serenity garden. There is an area that has not been maintained And so, Mike Kerwanna, do you want to say a word or two about the Serenity Garden on the latest? I know you met with my friend John Shribs the other day, but can we give him a microphone and just say a couple words?
You said several hundred. You want to give me a couple words?
Oh, that. Couple words, thank you.
Yeah, the area behind the People Service building is a really nice place for kids to go and just be by themselves or with the kids together. And it's overrun with blackberry bushes and tree limbs that have a habit of falling down in the yard, that kind of thing. So we're raising money so that we can get a combination of a landscape gardener as well as a bunch of volunteers to clean it up, re-landscape it, and make it a really nice place for these kids to be the 1 or 2 or 3 days that they're there.
Thank you. And so I'm working with our Tri-Club, with Kurt and with Bruce, and we're going to get them the draft proposal, and we're going to do like we did with the tree planting service on that one. Next, International, the Children of the World, as you heard about that is coming up on August 6th. Our dictionary program is coming, and I don't know if a lot of you know where the money comes from. It used to be a lot from the friendship fees, but these raffles that you subscribe to, that helps in part for our dictionary program. And then I guess that past district governor, Bob Rogers, is looking to have another pedal for polio, and so that will be coming up August 2nd through the 5th, going from Fort Bragg to Napa, and finish with the Canocti Harbor race there. Okay, what else is new? So we're going to be, Canocti Harbor is up by Clear Lake, and so there's a race that goes on every year, and I'll give you more on that. It's a bike race, yeah. Oh, okay. So we're going to have after-hour socials. Rotary means business, where we have a chance to actually talk about our business without getting struck down by lightning. Have some of those come in after hours on a friendship feast dinner. We're going to start a community of service. Now, we're familiar with the great job that the people did to earn the Rotarian of the Month, and in the middle, we should have one of Onita. Congratulations, Onita, for being the Rotarian of the Year. Yeah. So we'll continue with that, but we're going to have another one, which is a quarterly, and Chris Rennie said he would be happy to chair that, which is we're going to have the Service Award for the quarter, not for Rotarians, but we have people come in and acknowledge them. Do I hear music from heaven? That's beautiful. I think I'm going to stop with this. We have a moment of prayer. Okay, we're moving on. So, in May, we're going to have the scholarship I mentioned at the end of the year, and for our students together achieving remarkable success will be one of the criteria for them to participate. We want people not just on high scholastic averages or achievement, but actually have done things, have a soul that they put into the community. And I'd like to have a new one. I don't know if any of you are interested in volunteering for this, but we haven't done much with women's issues. You remember Peg Rogers, how she came and spoke to us on that, family violence and diversity. I'd like to start a group to that. If you're interested, if you'd see me, I would appreciate that. And quality processes, yes, the suggestion boxes and other means of feedback. So our board meetings, well, first off, our club meetings are here. There is a price increase you may have heard of. We're going to continue on with our Sally tomatoes. So I'm going to have a House committee convene, and we're going to say, do we like this? Do we want to use their food services here? Or if not, do we want to look for an alternative facilities? But for this year, so far, we're going to be staying here and having our Sally Tomato service. Board meetings, as before, fourth Wednesday of the month, 5:30 to 7. It's going to be at Grace Nistler's house is where it's going to be, because she does all the heavy lifting. At any rate, if you did want to dial in, same number, that 563-999-2185, and you can listen to the replays. Okay, weekly meetings. We're going to continue with the Rotarian of the Month, the Spirit of Service Award. We're the fourth Thursday of the month is Club Assembly. I hope it's not going to be where you think, oh, I'm not going to go for that. I think we got some good things. Some craft talks, nuts and bolts from some of our members, as well as, you remember in Rick Moss's year, he had past presidents speak to us. I thought that was a wonderful program where we get to find the flavor for people and lessons learned, the why, if you will. And some of the others, what's that? It is a tremendous amount. I think you did a wonderful job. I'm going to pick that up. So also, we're going to take a look at networking events and projects. So, first quarter, phase 1, the Serenity Garden, the STARS mentorship, the Brewsters for the international fundraising, Senator Bill Dodd, bring your people in there. September 10th, the golf tournament, the Toastmasters, what? President Barry Rasmussen says we're going to have about 4 or 5 sessions from Toastmasters. I don't know if it's going to be video or how it's going to happen. Have Kurt or Bruce, have you seen anything on this yet? I still haven't seen anything on it, but it was supposed to be this first quarter rolled out, so stay tuned. Maybe we'll be watching some videos, but the idea is for us to be better branding, marketeers, to be able to know about how to do public speaking. Tri-Club activities, we're going to do some things there. And second quarter, Fork to Feed the Children, our fundraiser. We're going to look for some friendship feasts. Onita has always been generous to invite us to the Biz Expo, our STARS mentorship. November 1st, we're going to have Barb Spangler come down. We're going to have a 5-club venue after hours that, Kurt, thank you for letting us host it over at your yacht club. Really appreciate that. And then we're going to do our typical post-Thanksgiving holiday shopping for the children. After our social, we'll have a holiday party, and we're going to do the bell ringing, another one that Rick brought into the club. Third quarter, our crab feed super raffle, the dictionary project, once again, STARS, fireside chat, and we go out to the Coast Guard a little later. I hope that, and Al, that's a good time if we do it around March. If not, we'll slip it in the fourth quarter. And last, we're going to finish with the farmers and merchant sites. Yes, Bill Government, thank you for continuing on that with your team. Awesome. Our mentorship, of course. We're going to have the mentorship dinner. Butter and Eggs Day, we'll participate in that. Friendship Feast. It's going to be a 3-day conference up at Reno. I don't know how many of you are going to be interested in going to this, but it's not going to be just one district. It'll be 4 districts, and so there'll be really high-quality speaker when we get this mass. So that's what Barb Spangler says she wants to have that. We're going to have a dark week for a Subclosure Club social at the end of the year, and of course the debunking when President Danny will take the helm. So major projects. One that has a cash outflow is for the Salvation Army, as we spoke about, and the STARS mentorship. I think I talked about that. Petaluma People Service Center. So you can see the numbers there with dictionary, International Committee 10,000. Children holiday gifts, where the money comes and goes, and then the president have their donations for different clubs in the year. So, taking a look through these quickly, you can see is that the things we spoke about before is where the money comes from and where the money goes to. So that's what makes up our budget. Goals, pretty much the same as last year. That we have an annual goal of about $50 per person for the Rotary Fund, TRF, and for Polio Plus, it's about 50. We may have an opportunity with this pedal for polio to do some fundraising with that. And I think it's about October 25th is when Polio Day actually comes. Okay, so I like to say, well, that's all but my year, but Chris reminds me, there's still some more going on. Chris or Lee, did you want to say anything about Miracle League at all? I think it would be great. I think, well, that's all my stuff. I'm good to go. And he reminds me, hey, we've got some money in an account, about $60,000 for the barbecue pavilion. So why don't we have Lee? You want to say a couple words? I appreciate that.
So Miracle League is still going on. We had our groundbreaking recently, and I have been working with an architect to get our plans done there so that we have our stub-ins for our electrical and our plumbing, and then we do have our concept, which you can see right there. We'll see how that pans out with the dollars we have and the plans that they already have for the snack shack and the restaurant. So that's still moving forward, and I don't know if you've been over there, but they've moved a lot of dirt. Gelati's done a lot of work over there. So this is happening. So I think we're down to, and last I heard it was $150,000 for the total project to finish this thing up. So I think that would probably easily be made in the last, in the next several months, knowing that we're so close to the end. So our piece is, I'm full speed ahead on the plans. So if I get those done, or get those done with the architect, and then I think we'll be on our way. Tony Weston will be helping, and I'm sure everybody will have an opportunity to maybe volunteer or maybe find maybe further donors for some expenses for this pavilion if we need it, but we do have, I believe, $60,000 to $70,000 still in the cubby for what's going to happen with this pavilion. So we're excited about it. We hope to get it all done so we can roll it out for next season. I think they'd like to get it done before December, so just be on the watch for it. We'll keep you updated.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, and lastly, I like to think of as that Rotary is a good investment. But what is Rotary? Rotary is we, that we are a good investment. So, before closing, do you have any questions? Any answers? Any comments?
We're satisfied.
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
You've done too good a job. We're all satisfied.
Sorry, what's that?
You've done too good a job. We're all satisfied.
You're all satisfied. Well, I'll put it this way, is that I'm looking forward to these meetings when we get all the heavy lifting done, as we get more interaction. Charlie has got some great meetings coming down the pipe, and so I hope that when we have our weekly meetings is that there's plenty of good information that you can take away with. I've kind of put a criteria for evaluation, and after I looked at it, I thought, oh my gosh, does that have to apply to me also? I hope not. But one of the things we want to do is make people feel like where they're inspired, motivated, where they instill confidence, where they feel like there's some takeaway, some call to action. And if there is one for you today, I guess it would be is that think about the why. Why am I a Rotarian? What does it mean to me? If we want to come and consume at the meetings, that's great. If we can then think about how we can produce, how we can show the love, the energy, the audacity, and the proof that we can do things that we have done over the previous years, then that makes us the Rotarians that we aspire to be. So I thank you for your support, and I hope you have a good week. Until next week, let's see, what will I use? No, the gong's too loud. I'm going to just finish with this. Thank you for your coming. With this, the meeting is adjourned.